Hello and welcome back to Premier League Score Predictor Game Week 4. I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who likes, subscribes and watches this series. The reason there was no upload last week was because there was an international break and I wasn't sure what kind of content to do instead. Also, I would like to have a shout out to Life is Boring for joining our league. We are currently second with 120 points and the current round is 80, so let's get into our results from last week. So I predicted Liverpool to beat Arsenal 2-1. We got it right, but also wrong, and I'm so thankful that we were wrong because it was 4-0. It was one of the greatest matches I've watched this season so far. 4 goals to 0. Yazhd and Ramsey were terrible for Arsenal, and then we robbed Ox after the match, which is great. And then the next game, we predicted a draw in the West Brom Stoke game, which we got right. It was a draw, and I knew it was going to be low scoring. I just went no scoring at all, but it was 1-1. And then we get into our exact score. We predicted the Chelsea-Everton game exactly. 2-0 to Chelsea. We predicted it and we got it. That's 40 points in the bag. Get in. The next game is Man United-Leicester. We predicted 3-1 to Man United. I thought, they've been scoring for fun. They're going to keep scoring, but they haven't conceded yet. They're bound to concede at some point. And I thought this would be the game, but it wasn't. So it ended 2-0 for Man United, which was a good score for them. We got 10 points for guessing the right score. Lastly, we come into AFC Bournemouth and Manchester City. We predicted 3-0 to Man City. It came in at 2-1. It was a lot tighter of a game than I expected. It was a Charlie Daniels screamer, if I remember rightly, the goal for Bournemouth, which, to be honest, that was goal of the week, at least. So let's get into the predictions. First prediction, Liverpool versus Man City. After last week and seeing the results that both teams have, City winning 2-1 versus Bournemouth and Liverpool winning 4-0 versus Arsenal, I can't see past Liverpool winning this, with City having a tight game with a team such as Bournemouth and Liverpool destroying a team such as Arsenal. I think this will be 3-1 to Liverpool. I think it'll be a tight game, but then I think around the 70th minute Liverpool will grab 2. It'll be 1-1 until then, I reckon. Arsenal versus Bournemouth. I think Arsenal bounced back from last week's 4-0 defeat against Liverpool. And I think it'll be a 2-1. I think it'll be much tighter than last week. Bournemouth have been doing well so far, but I don't think it'll be good enough to beat Arsenal. Brighton versus West Brom. I see West Brom's experience to tip them over the edge here. I think this will be a 1-0 to West Brom. Brighton versus West Brom. I see West Brom's experience to tip them over the line here with a 1-0 win. Last week, West Brom got the draw like I said they would, but I think Brighton aren't as good as an opponent as Stoke, so I think West Brom will win using their experience of Premier League football. Everton versus Spurs. I predict 2-1 to Everton, with Spurs having a poor 1-1 draw with Burnley. I see this as Everton's chance to capitalise on that, take the 3 points from Tottenham while they're not in great form. And to be honest, Everton have strengthened their squad very well over the summer, and I'm not sure Spurs have. Chelsea versus Leicester, I'm sticking with the 2-0 after last week getting the exact score. I see this being a similar game to last week with Leicester and Everton being similar opponents. I think Chelsea will be able to take this and keep a clean sheet. Leicester might get a goal, but I'm gonna count on them not. Watford versus Southampton. Watford's form has been good so far this season. I can really see them edging it over Southampton. But with both teams drawing last week, I can see this game being a 1-1 draw. Both teams struggling to score and neither doing very well. I can see this being a 1-1. Man United versus Stoke. As I got them conceding wrong last week, I've decided that they're going to win 3-0. So I'm always right. So I think they're still going to score goals, obviously. But to be honest, I don't know how long they're going to be able to keep this up. Yes, they have top players, but they haven't had a top side yet to face. I think once they play the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool, City, we might see something different from Man United and them not being as good. Burnley versus Palace. With the ball struggling to adapt to the Premier League and still looking for a win, I don't see Palace doing anything in this game. Burnley playing really well. They've took some great results so far this season. I can see Burnley winning 2-0. And so far, unless something changes at Palace, I can see Palace going down. So that would be 2-0 to Burnley. Swansea versus Newcastle. With both teams winning last week, with Swansea 2-0 and Newcastle 3-0. This will be a good game, I think. I think both of them will be going into it with high spirits, you know, on form, and they'll both go at it. I think this could be a high-scoring game, but I think it will be 2-1. I think Newcastle will edge it just because of the manager. Rafa is a top-quality manager, and I think he will be able to get Newcastle over the line in this game. West Ham are in trouble. They're playing so poor under Billick. I know they've just moved into Wembley, but that's not an excuse to be playing this poor. They got beat last week 3-0 by Newcastle, who have just come up. While it's not ideal, I think it might be best to part ways with Billick. Because I think if they don't, they're just going to dig themselves more and more of a hole to get out of later in the season. So I'm going to give this game to Huddersfield 2-0. And I'm not giving it to them just because West Ham are so bad. They've also had a really good start to the season. And I don't see it. I don't see past them. If you want to join our league and get involved, link will be in the description and on the screen right now. My friend Yazhd is also doing this series, so if you want to go check him out, he'll be in the description also. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe. Peace.